Welcome back to Without a Doubt, the podcast where we celebrate living life authentically and organically as ourselves. We're the ones who believe in creating our own paths and living our truths out loud. Join in on an honest and open conversation about self-discovery and growth. I'm your girl Mad, your host. I'm a freelance entrepreneur, a 30-something-year-old human that has never exactly done what is expected of me. I'm a sprinkle of reality, glimmer of sunshine, and as unfiltered as they come. I'm here to remind you that it's okay to live life differently, that you don't have to be what is expected of you, and that your happiness matters. In my lifetime of 33 and a half years, I have done a lot of shit. I've tried a lot of things. I've broken free of what is expected of me, and I've truly embraced finding what is aligned with me. And I think that also comes with a ton of shit that I've tried and done and realized it wasn't for me. YODO, yes, I said YODO. You only die once. So I'm going to live every day trying the shit I want to try or not try. Starting back as early as I can remember, I did ballet. I think I took class long enough to learn the positions, but then I tried gymnastics, which I did like, and I don't know why I stopped doing that. I can still do a cartwheel. I can do multiple cartwheels, by the way. I did flag football, cheerleading. I was a Girl Scout. I don't think I ever made it past Daisy or Brownie. And I've probably done other things that I can't even remember right now. I don't really know why I moved from thing to thing. Maybe it's boredom, maybe scheduling, my mom being a single parent, maybe me never actually feeling aligned as a child. But then in middle school and high school, I did theater, flag football, student government, community service. I worked, I did softball, and probably more other things that I just don't really remember. But one thing I do know is that even in high school, in my teens, some things just never felt aligned. And I never really moved towards those things. But as I got into my late teens and making money and becoming a real ass human on this planet, I realized I had more freedom to try new things, getting involved, creating ideas that might have felt aligned with me. And to be honest, I think who we are will constantly change. At least that's evident for me. That also means things that might have been aligned with you won't be aligned now. So what does alignment really mean? Alignment is a position or agreement of alliance to cause a situation or a person. In essence, we align if we align with something, and when we align with it, we agree. It's often like our settled position in something. It encapsulates our thoughts, our choices, and our direction in life. When you get a car, if you know anything about car mechanics, your car needs an alignment. Usually it's pulling in one direction, and that's not the direction you want to go. You want to go forward with your steering wheel, 10 and 2, hand on 10 and 2. And you've got to get back on track to drive. Driving straight or forward with that alignment, that'll help you. Constantly in our lifetimes, we're going to feel we need these realignments. Constantly in our lifetimes, we're gonna need to get realigned with what you feel is serving you in those moments. Here's a quote by Brian Tracy. Just as your car runs more smoothly and requires less energy to go faster and further when the wheels are in perfect alignment, you perform better when your thoughts, feelings, emotions, goals, and values are in balance. My whole life, people have told me I would be great at things. Maybe it's my personality, maybe my radiance, just let me toot my own horn, toot toot. But maybe it's honestly my openness, my curiosity, and my willingness to explore. For some reason, I've had multiple businesses, and I can't even say they were failed ones. I've had careers, and I've had lots of experiences. I became a fitness instructor solely out of my passion to lose weight when I was in my weight loss journey. I became a fitness instructor because of my personality. It took another spin instructor to tell me I would be great, and he guided me into my certification, and solely with the intent of taking the certification for me was just knowledge is power, right? But he guided me to find confidence to teach in a room where there were people riding on bikes staring at me. And I got to motivate people, and they depended on me for passion and movement. And it felt so aligned at the time, but this was nothing I ever dreamed or thought I would be doing. I never thought I would be a group fitness instructor. And for almost 8 years, I did that. And I loved it up until I didn't love it. I could slowly feel the drive fade away because it was no longer what I wanted in my life. That's when I realized I needed an alignment, took myself to the mental health car shop, and decided that that career wasn't for me anymore. I needed an alignment into my creative freelance journey, and this is where we are now. I also had a cotton candy business, and Man, that was a lot of fucking fun. It was the cutest little cart, and I spun organic cotton candy sugar, I had toppings on it. You could add toppings to it, and we worked every single weekend. I did love this. It was a really fun, creative aspect. This is even before social media was the marketing it was. We were just putting out photos, and I was able to make like party favors, and I was really able to use my creative mentality for this business, and I love that. But I was always cleaning up sugar. I was always working every single weekend, and I wasn't feeling fulfilled. I was dealing with a ton of kids, and honestly, they are little snots. I'm not interested. I think I outgrew that part of my business, and I knew I wanted to make more money, and owning my own business was something I always wanted, but that wasn't what was going to work for me in the long run. I did make all my money back though, and made more than I could have even imagined with that business, and I feel I was very successful. It was super cute. And I knew in my heart, I just couldn't keep spinning cotton candy and being happy. So essentially here in this humid ass South Florida environment, it literally melts because it's humid here and people just don't get it. I just didn't feel that it served me anymore. And that didn't bring me happiness. And I dreaded going to the events. Ding, ding. That was my cue to move on. It's all good to realign. Do you think of something that's maybe coming to mind that you've created that you know maybe it's time for you to stop doing, shut it down, because it's no longer serving who you are right now at this time in your life? We tend to hang on to things a lot longer than we should out of the idea that we're going to look like a failure if we close a business, or if we quit a job, or if we get fired. Like, yo, it is all about alignment. The universe will shift it too, trust me. I know this firsthand. For probably over a year, I was looking to pull out of work with 2 different friends. We'll talk about one of them mainly. I was working with this person, and I do think working with friends can be very tough. I think it's inevitable that there's going to be a sour moment or a sour ending, and I just didn't want to back off this certain project because she was my friend. And I was feeling unaligned for well over a year, and I just was taking the money and doing the work and dreading the work. Sure enough, the universe moved that project right off my table. It sure did eventually, and it also seemed that I learned a hard-ass lesson. And that was, you need contracts with your friends. Yes, because lines can get blurred real fast. And when she let me go with no warning. But the universe was literally like, hello, homie. You didn't want this shit for over a year. So let's realign. The universe knows. You feel me? Like, the universe was literally telling me, this is it. Don't worry. It's not a big deal. And I do believe that that dread for something, or the cringe that you feel, are the red flags. And if you're ignoring them, welcome to the world of unfulfillment. Back in 2017, I started selling shampoo with a multi-level marketing company. Ew. But no, it's not really ill. I did feel that way in the beginning, believe it or not. And then as I started to make money and people were really loving the products, I didn't really care. I mean, maybe I did care. I did kind of care. But I think it was mostly because I was doing marketing and I was doing all the things and saying that I didn't care. But the content I was sharing wasn't really me. It's like selling shampoo was also something that was never in my timeline of what I wanted to be. But when somebody presents you with something and an opportunity opens up, I made great money doing this, but I also spent a lot of money doing things for other people in my business. You know, I think what didn't feel like me was the community thing. I went to conferences and summits and all these other women, and every time it never felt aligned. I would always come back feeling icky. I felt cringe selling it for almost the first 2 years only on a Facebook group, and then I went public. I was successful. I had a team. I won an award, but I dreaded so much of this business, and I dreaded the community aspect, and like so much of the multi-level marketing feels icky. It feels fake and it feels phony. And I understand that. There is so much potential, by the way, in this business model for you if you work it. I know it. I've been there. But I think when you're working these businesses, a lot of times we're just trying to copy and mimic the 1% of the moneymakers in the businesses. It's probably not who you are, and it probably doesn't align with you. And you were probably in it because you were looking for something, some money, friends, community, better products. And I get it. Like, maybe you did the multi-level marketing too and it felt icky. And I'm just saying, like, if it felt that way to you, it probably just wasn't aligned. I do still sell this product. I still love this product and I still use it, but I don't share it like I used to because it just wasn't falling into my alignment of where I wanted to be and who I wanted to be. I was actually saying to Kendra recently, this is my girlfriend of almost 9 years, that not one episode of putting out this podcast has even felt icky. Even when the audio is shitty or when editing is not how it goes or I don't like it, I feel proud. Even if my content on Instagram gets 2 likes, I feel invested in this. It doesn't feel cringe. Even if I see myself on camera, makeupless, saying like 100 times, saying like it's my job, or even because it makes me sound like I have no conversation skills. This doesn't feel cringe to me. And yes, I listen. Sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, you need to fix this, Madison, or slow it down, learn to speak better, be more articulate. But right now, my alignment is real, so the cringe is not there. So I ask you in your life and bubble of what you want for yourself, are you feeling truly aligned? Are you doing things for the end result? Are you doing things for the money? Even if you feel like crap doing it, is being unfulfilled, dreadful, and lacking going to benefit you and the life that you want to live? Is it going to benefit the world around you? This is your permission to let go, move on, and grow a fucking pair, okay? Find what feels shiny and new to you and makes you feel excited for where you want to go and who you want to be. A quote from Rachel Arkelau. I probably said her last name wrong, but whatever. As you become more aligned with the truth of who you are, the question of liking yourself goes away. It's a natural state of being. Leaving you with this, you're without a doubt a badass. Don't you forget it. I will see you next week, next Wednesday, new episodes, all for you. If you haven't already rated this, please give it a 5-star review. If you haven't checked me out on Instagram, I say this at the end of everyone, like, comment, share. Do the things, help your girl out. I love you all so much. Without you, there is no me. Peace out, and once again, I'll see you next week. Your girl Mad. Bye.